How do you handle it when your family and friends don't support the work you do around sex education? When they think it might be shameful or really just not okay?
And they make that face.
Yeah.
My name is Reid from ReidAboutSex.com, creator of Sex Geek Summer Camp. This is Cathy Vartuli from the Intimacy Dojo. And when the Sex Geek Summer Camp's on, that t-shirt's on. Now we're talking business advice.
Yeah. And we might be experimenting. If a little button appears up there, it might be indicating there. It might be indicating where they can buy a Sex Geek Summer Camp shirt.
Oh, wow.
So check it out if it's there. So dealing with that, it's hard because it's pretty vulnerable. I wish I had a balloon that said.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really vulnerable doing this kind of work anyway. We're often out there on the cutting edge and we're going against what society says of don't talk about it. You should just figure it out by yourself. Mm-hmm. Or if you love them enough that it will all work out fine. So it's pretty vulnerable. And having support for working in that area is important. And it's hard when people are telling you that you're going in the wrong direction, you're shaming the family, you're hurting yourself, something bad's gonna happen to you because you're talking about this. And what do you recommend people do when that happens?
Success is the best revenge. Make more money than your family and tell them to suck it. And by suck it, I mean a medical grade silicone dildo. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I was lucky. I had a mom and dad that really supported me, and they just wanted me to be happy. That did not mean they didn't understand what I was doing, but they seemed to kind of, as long as I was happy, they were happy. Other people have lots of different experiences around family and friends and support. What has worked the best for me, and your mileage may vary, is to try to really engage and practice with your friends and family, asking them, well, so tell me more about that. Like, thank you so much for your opinions. I can tell that you care.
Yeah.
So tell me more. And again, like with verbally abusive family members and friends, like this won't work. And you really just need to draw a line and be like, you know what? I need to create a boundary here. You're not allowed to talk to me like that. Like, that's feeling abusive. And so, like, I'm just going to opt out. If you want to actually have a calm conversation about this, I'm available. Mm-hmm. You get to figure that out. I'm not saying take abuse. And I have found by asking people to share what's going on for them and their thoughts, I can start to figure out what their concerns are, whether it's concerns about me and my well-being, mm-hmm. or concerns about their reputation or something. That skill set, being able to ask people to share more and listen to what they're saying for what their concerns are, that skill set is gold. Mm-hmm. And so you might as well practice on your family and make them good for something.
Yeah, because it will help you with clients. It will help you with all kinds of concerns. If you're talking sex, you've had things where you've spoke at Albuquerque, I think it was, where people were like, "Oh, this is horrible." You were at a university sharing.
Yeah, when I teach at colleges, like I get attacked, not physically, but verbally, and I'm always like, "So tell me more about that." And they're always shocked that I want to listen. Now, you don't always have time to listen. It's not always your job to listen, but when you can, especially with Aunt Gertrude and Uncle Ben, it might be helpful, and you might start to impress them, or at least leaving them feeling heard. Don't do it as a tactic to try to change their minds, but you can leave them feeling a little bit respected, and that over time might create greater process faster than anything else. Again, your mileage may vary.
Yeah, they might feel less discounted. I know when I first started doing these videos with you, one of my relatives who I really care about came up and she's like, in our family there's the belief, and I think it's very common in our culture, if you talk about sex, you're inviting to be attacked. Mm-hmm. Like, people won't be able to handle themselves and they're just going to lose it. And if you talk about sex, they're just going to attack you. So she was really concerned. Mm-hmm. She was like, you're talking about this stuff, it's not safe. And by listening to her, I was able to listen to her. I did get some good perspective on things, on the myth that was running in our family. Because I had it too. And having it explained by a third party in the family, I was like, oh.
And some of those concerns are going to be concerns that are happening for other people in the world.
Yeah.
So you can start to treat your family members as actual human beings, probably not potential clients. Send them to somebody else for support and advice, rather than you trying to coach your family into some sort of healthy dynamic.
Yeah. And I think also realize that it's probably not common for, we use the term sometimes muggle, meaning people that are not non-sex educators, non-sex geeks. They may not be able to support you. They may not understand what you're doing, and they may you may be able to explain enough so that they might feel less threatened by what you're doing. But getting those needs sourced by people who are your peers, like people you meet at Sex Geek Summer Camp or other conventions like World Hall and Catalyst, start connecting with people and finding out, hey, I need some more support. Can we get on Skype once a week for 20 minutes and just vent for 20,
Peer support, super useful, especially when your family doesn't understand what you do.
Yeah.
Leave your comments. How do you get support? How have you dealt with your family members or your friends
we'd love your feedback.
who didn't or couldn't understand why you're a sex educator?